Here's something most English learners don't realize. The word can make you sound rude, even if you're being perfectly polite.
Wait, what? I use can all the time. Can I have a coffee? Can you help me? I thought that was fine.
And in a casual situation, it is fine. But here's the thing. English speakers judge your formality level based on which modal verb you choose. And today we're going to map out exactly when to use can, could, may, might, and should. By the end of this episode, you'll never guess wrong again.
I love that. Because honestly, I feel like I'm just guessing. Sometimes I say may and it sounds too fancy. Sometimes I say can and people look at me funny. There's no system.
There is a system, Leo, and I'm going to give you a simple framework. Ready for it?
Hit me.
3 things determine which modal verb you need: formality, probability, and function. Formality, how polite do you need to be? Probability, how sure are you about something? Function, are you asking for permission, giving advice, or making a suggestion? Once you understand these 3 dimensions, you own modal verbs.
Okay, break it down. Let's start with formality.
Perfect. Let's start with the one everyone knows, can. Use can when you're talking to friends, family, people you know well. Casual situations. Example, you're at a friend's house and you want water. You say, "Can I get a glass of water?"
That sounds totally natural.
It does. Now imagine you're in a job interview and you want a glass of water. If you say, "Can I get a glass of water?" it's not wrong, but it sounds a little too casual. An interviewer might think you're being a bit informal.
So what do I say instead?
"May I get a glass of water?" Or even softer, "Could I get a glass of water?" Watch what happens. May I signals respect. Could I signals politeness with a little distance. Both are better than can in a formal setting.
So may is more formal than can.
Exactly. And here's a common mistake Spanish speakers make. In Spanish, "Puedo" covers both can and may. So you might say, "Can I come in to your boss?" In English, that sounds too direct. Switch to "May I come in?" and you instantly sound more professional.
What about Chinese speakers?
Great question. Chinese has 可以, which maps roughly to can for permission. But Chinese speakers often skip the modal entirely and just state the request, "I want water." That sounds very direct in English. So for Chinese learners, the tip is always add a modal verb. "Can I get water?" for casual. "May I have water?" for formal.
Got it. So for Arabic speakers?
Arabic has different levels of politeness built into the verb forms themselves. So Arabic speakers sometimes carry those patterns into English and use very elaborate requests. "Would you be so kind as to allow me to take some water?" That sounds too formal in English. So the sweet spot for Arabic speakers is actually, "Could I?" Polite but not stiff.
Okay, so can is casual, may is formal, could is the polite middle ground.
You've got it. Now let's talk about probability. This is where learners get confused the most.
Probability. Okay, I think I use might for this.
You do, but do you know the difference between might, may, and should on the probability scale?
I mean, vaguely. I think might means maybe, may means maybe a little more, and should means probably. But I'm guessing.
That's actually very close. Let me give you exact numbers. Imagine a scale of 0 to 100%. Might sits at about 20 to 30% probability. It might rain today, you're not very sure, maybe 30% chance.
So if I say I might go to the party, it means I'm probably not going.
Exactly. Now may sits higher, about 40 to 50%. It may rain today, you're about 50-50. And should sits at about 80 to 90%. It should rain today, you're pretty confident based on the evidence.
Wait, so should is not just for advice?
This is the number one mistake learners make. Should has 2 completely different functions. One is advice. You should eat more vegetables. The other is probability. The package should arrive by Friday. That second meaning means I expect it to arrive, but I'm not 100% sure.
That blew my mind right now. So if I say he should be at the office by now, I'm saying I'm pretty sure he's there, but maybe not.
Perfect. Exactly right. Now let's add a 4th word to the probability scale, can.
Can? Like it can rain? That doesn't sound right.
That's because can is not about how likely something is. Can is about possibility, whether something is generally possible. It can rain in Seattle, that's a general fact. Rain is possible there, but it might rain today. That's a prediction about today.
So can is used for general possibility. Might and may are for specific predictions.
You just summarized an entire grammar lesson in one sentence. That's perfect. Let me give you an example that brings this to life. Imagine you're planning a trip to New York in December.
Okay.
You say it can snow in New York in December. That means it is generally possible. Snow happens in New York in winter. But if you're checking the weather on Tuesday and you say it might snow on Thursday, that's a specific prediction.
So can is for general truth. Might is for specific guess.
Nailed it. Now let's talk about the function dimension, permission, obligation, and suggestion.
Okay, give me the full picture.
Can and may both ask for permission, but at different formality levels. Can I sit here? Casual. May I sit here? Polite. Formal. Could I sit here? The safest choice for any situation. Could is polite without being stiff.
So could is the universal permission word.
Almost. There's one situation where could doesn't work. When the answer is already clear and you're just being extra polite, may is better. Example, a waiter asks, "May I take your plate?" That's a standard polite interaction. Could I take your plate sounds a little hesitant, like you're not sure if you're allowed.
Interesting. So context matters.
Context always matters. Now let's talk about should for advice. This is straightforward. You should try the pasta. Recommendation. You shouldn't work so late. Advice against something.
That one I feel confident about.
Good. But here's the trap. Many learners use should when they mean must or have to. Should is a suggestion, not a requirement. If your boss says you should finish this report by Friday, it's a strong suggestion. If they say you must finish this report by Friday, it's a requirement.
So if I use should when I mean must, I might sound like I'm not taking it seriously.
Exactly, and this is especially common among Korean and Japanese speakers because their languages have very clear markers for obligation versus suggestion. In English, we use different modal verbs to create that distinction. Must is obligation, should is recommendation, could is option.
Okay, so must equals required, should equals recommended, could equals optional.
Beautiful. Now let's bring it all together with one real-life scenario. Imagine you're at a restaurant with coworkers.
I'm ready.
You want to order something. You say to the waiter, which modal verb do you use?
Can I have the pasta since it's a casual restaurant with coworkers?
Good choice. Now your coworker asks if you want dessert. You're not sure, maybe 50%. What do you say?
I may have dessert, 50%, right?
Perfect. Now the waiter recommends a dish. What does he say?
You should try the tiramisu.
Nailed it. Now one more. You ask the waiter if it's generally possible to get a gluten-free option. Not tonight specifically, but in general.
Can you do gluten-free options here?
Perfect. 3 different modal verbs, 3 different functions, all in one conversation. And this is how native speakers actually talk.
It feels so much clearer when you map it out like that.
Now I want to give you one final framework that will help you in any situation. Ready?
Yes, please.
Before you speak, ask yourself 3 questions. 1, is this casual, neutral, or formal? 2, am I expressing a suggestion, a requirement, or an option? 3, am I guessing or stating a fact?
Casual, neutral, or formal. Suggestion, requirement, or option. Guess or fact.
And based on your answers, pick your modal verb. Casual, suggestion. You could try it. Neutral, recommendation. You should try it. Formal, requirement. You must sign this form.
This is gold. I'm writing this down.
Let me share one last mistake I hear all the time. Learners use can in negative questions incorrectly. Can't I come? Sounds frustrated, like you're being prevented. May I not come? Sounds formal and stiff. The natural way? Can I not come? That's a normal casual question.
So the word order matters.
Word order matters a lot with modals. And here's one more, double modals. Some learners say, I might can go. That's wrong in standard English. You cannot use two modal verbs together. It's either I might go or I can go, never both.
I've heard people say that before in some dialects.
That's true. In some southern US dialects and in Scottish English, you'll hear double modals, like I might could do that. But in standard English, it is not correct. Stick to one modal per verb.
Got it. One modal per verb.
All right, let's do a quick practice round. I'll give you a situation. You tell me which modal verb to use. Ready?
Ready.
You're at a formal meeting. You need to leave early for a doctor's appointment. What do you say?
May I leave early today?
Perfect. Next one. You're pretty sure your friend passed the exam, but you don't know for sure.
She should have passed.
Excellent. Next. You're offering help to a stranger whose bag looks heavy.
Can I help you with that? Wait, should that be may I?
Great question. For offering help to a stranger, can I help you is the standard. May I help you is more formal, like in a high-end store. Either works, but can I is more natural in everyday life.
Okay, so for offering help, can is fine.
Exactly. One more. You're guessing there's a 30% chance of traffic.
There might be traffic.
Perfect score, Leo.
I feel like I actually understand modal verbs now. Before this episode, I was just guessing.
And that's exactly why we made this episode. Because modal verbs are small words with big meaning. One wrong choice, and you can accidentally sound rude, too formal, or unsure. But with the three-question framework, formality, function, probability, you will never guess wrong again.
So let me recap. Can is casual and for general possibility. Could is polite middle ground. May is formal and for specific probability. Might is for low probability guesses. Should is for advice and high probability expectations.
That's a perfect summary. And the most important thing, practice using them in real conversations. Don't be afraid to try may I at a restaurant or it might rain when you're guessing. The more you use them, the more natural they become.
I'm going to challenge myself to use at least 3 different modal verbs today.
I love that. And for everyone listening, here's your challenge. In the comments below, write one sentence using could for a polite request and one sentence using might for a probability guess. We'll correct any mistakes and cheer you on.
Yes, do it. And if you found this helpful, hit subscribe. We drop a new episode every single day. Every episode gives you one piece of real natural English that you can use immediately.
Thanks for listening to Speak Like a Native. Keep practicing, keep making mistakes, and keep learning. This is Maya signing off.
And this is Leo saying, I might see you in the comments.